Hello everybody, this is Helpful Hunters Guild here, Metriel. We are wanting to make a video because in the Ark Discord there's been a lot of people wondering and asking questions about how do we run our own local hosted dedicated server like we could in Ark Survival Evolved. With the whole Nitrado situation, thankfully that's been walked back. That's a whole nother thing we won't get into right now, but this is just going to be a basic setup of how to start your own server on your own computer without having to worry about the online hosting services with Nitrado or playing on public servers or things. So right now I've got my desktop up. Ignore the activate Windows. My motherboard crashed a while back and I haven't been able to get a new copy of Windows on it besides my old one. It won't activate, but so ignore that. First thing you want to do is download SteamCMD. That's going to be the Steam's version of a command prompt kind of thing, and that's what you use to run your own servers on any game. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of run through it, install this all on a dummy server folder that we can just install this into, just so I can go through everything and not just say, hey, this is how you do it and stuff. So I already have SteamCMD downloaded, so I'm not going to download it again because that would be redundant. But basically what you want to do is click on the link to go down here where it says downloading SteamCMD. You'll be able to click on the little one icon right here. I don't know, can you see my mouse? Hold on a second. No, it's not. Capture cursor was turned off. So let's see. There we go. Now, okay, so you'll want to go to the one right here where it says download SteamCMD for Windows. Click on that. It's going to download it. And then let's just jump forward to in your folder here. Here's the SteamCMD.zip. I'm just going to move it into, I've just got a new folder right now. So what we're going to do is right click on it, extract here. Let's see here. I believe I have a different, yeah. What we want to do, let's see here. I want to make sure I got this part. Yeah, this will be fine. All right, so new folder, we've got that. So now what we want to do is just run run SteamCMD. Oh, excuse me, cat. You just ran on my foot. So if you hear any noises, that's probably it. All right, so it's going to run through and it's going to download and install the SteamCMD to that hard drive. Once it gets done, you'll see type quit to exit, loading Steam API OK, and then Steam with the flashing block saying that you can type. So what you want to do for Ark Survival Ascended is type in login anonymous. Yeah. Thankfully you guys don't have to worry about logging into your Steam account on here. I used to have to, but then they finally wisened up and took away the DRM for it. So you can do it anonymously now, meaning that theoretically when the other maps start coming out, we can actually get clusters set up on our own PCs without having to go through the Steam authentication for each and every one of them, which would be annoying as hell. So what we're going to do is, after we've connected, do app_update space, and then the app ID for Survival Ascended. Give me 1 second to pull that up again. Okay, so app_update space 2430930 is the app ID for Ark Survival Ascended. And then space, and then validate, and hit enter. Now it's going to run through downloading the actual server files. This can take a while for you. So if it does take a while, just wait for it. It'll tell you when it's done. Everything will be good. And I'm just going to wait for this to get done. Okay, so after forever happens and it says app fully installed, what you want to do is, I believe we want to do quit now. Yeah. Want to hit quit. Now going into the folder that you created that has the Steam command in it, you want to go up to Steam Apps, Common, and there's our server right there. Okay, so after this, what we want to do is in the Ark Survival Ascended dedicated server, let me open up my other one real quick and make sure that this is going to be correct. So, all right. Now what you want to do is go into shooter game, binaries. You're not going to have a saved folder yet because you haven't run the server. So binaries, Win64, you'll see the ArkAscendedServer.exe right here. This is where you want to be. So we're going to right click, go to new. What you're going to want to make is a new text document, and we're going to name it something like server underscore the island, because this is the island, start dot bat. And it's going to pop up saying if you want to change the file extension, the file might become unusable. Are you sure you want to change it? Hit yes. If that does not show up for you, go up to the top here, click on view. Make sure that you have file name extensions right here clicked. That's going to show the actual file extensions, how all these are .dlls, .exes, all that stuff. The .bat, you create, well, I don't know a lot about it. I've run a couple of servers in my time with different games, and this is the way that we've always like started them. So it's, the batch file is basically a text file that runs like a command, and that it basically does whatever you put in that text. So what we want to do is right click on this and go to edit. It's going to be empty because you haven't done anything to it yet. Now, hi kitty cat. Now what I'm going to do is, there's a bunch of different settings and things you can put into this. I'm just going to give you what I am doing right now. So I'm just going to copy over from my other one. I'll put this into the description too, so you can just copy and paste it. But going through it real quick so you can see, you want to do start ArkAscendedServer.exe, because that's the file name that we want to run with this. It's going to be that. Start parentheses, the island underscore WP question mark. You want to have a question mark in between each of these with no spaces or anything, because that tells the code that is where this part stops and where the next one starts. For me, my session name is the Helpful Hunters server because that's our YouTube channel. Question mark, MaxPlayers. I just have mine to 10 just because usually we don't have a lot of people on here. You can change that. Your session name, whatever you want your session name to show up as, whatever you want your server to be named, put that here. Question mark again. OverrideOfficialDifficulty. I have mine set to 5 because I've always played on the ones where like the maximum creature tame is 150 level, and that's like what the official was for it. Difficulty offset is 1. I believe this is kind of like the official ones, or at least that's the ones that I use for Survival Evolved. So AltSaveDirectoryName equals the island. What this does is when you run the server, it's going to create a folder named the island inside of a saved folder, and that will be where like all of your specific things for this server are going to be at, and I'll show you that when we get done. QueryPort 27015, that is the base port for using for what Ark uses for servers. Now with that, you're gonna have to do port forwarding. There's a bunch of videos on how to port forward. These are the ports that you're gonna want to forward, okay? There's way too many of them for me to go into now. If you need any help on it, you can put a comment down and I'll try to see about maybe helping give some resources to be able to get you in the right direction for that. But 27015 is the base query port that you want. And then 7777 is the other. Listen, I've got NoBattlEye on mine just because it's buggy at times, especially with I coming from Survival Evolved. We couldn't run BattleEye on our server because we had some people that were playing on the Epic Games launcher, and the Epic Games Store does not have a very good track record with BattleEye. BattleEye does not like it at all, or at least it did. I don't know if they changed it or whatnot, but I just use that. Everything that I've seen has always mentioned to add the no transfer from filtering. I personally don't know what it does, but I know that Netty the Noodle, he has that on his servers and he runs a whole bunch of them, and that's basically how I learned how to run the Ark Survival Evolved servers that I run. Before Ark Server Manager became a thing, and then I just started using Ark Server Manager because it was just a lot easier for me. But I added this. You don't if you want to try without it, go ahead. If you have any luck without it, let me know. I would love to hear about, if it's actually needed or necessary. I added the active event. You want to do the minus sign before the dash. You want to do that before these also. I forgot to say. And that's because inside the quotations up here, that is all like the command server things. These are all the things that are changing the INI files, which when the server initializes, it finds these and changes them. So the active event equals none. I have mine right here, so when the events actually do happen, I can just quickly edit in, highlight this, type in whatever the event is that I want to have going at the time. I don't think they run unless the official servers are running them, or at least they don't run well and you could potentially have issues. So when the official events are running, you can change this and your server will be running that event as well. No undermeshkilling. This is very important because I don't know if you've seen any videos on people or even had experience with it before, where if your character kind of gets a little bit inside of a mesh, like in the world, like the ground or rocks or cave walls or something like that, it just kills you straight up. And if you die that way, you cannot recover any of your armor, gear, items. So what you want to have is it doesn't kill you, it just teleports you out of it. Where it teleports you to, I don't know. I've never had it yet. I've never had that issue before. So again, if you run into anything like this, please let me know. I would love to hear about it. Now, the mods thing. We're going to get into this later, but since I copied and pasted all of this, my mods are here. But contrary to what the other Ark servers, like for Survival Evolved, were like, this one, from everything that I've seen so far, talking to some people in the Ark Discord and everything, we may have to start putting the mods in the command prompt here. I don't remember if it was the same because, like I said, I was using Ark Server Manager and it kind of just did that part for me. So I don't know if the mods have usually been in this command prompt, but just when we get to mods, this is where we're going to put them. So let's minimize this real quick. So now what we want to do is after we actually, hold on a second. No, we don't want to do that. We want to save it. Oh, I already saved it. Okay. Now we can close that. Now we double click on it. And it's going to run the server. It should not take long. But as you can see right here, the another folder just got put on here. Or I believe that was the BattleEye stuff also. Allow the access. And it says that the server has successfully started. Now you just gotta wait for the rest of it. It's gonna show you the command prompt that we just made. It's gonna put that in after this. We'll just wait for that to get done. Okay, so once it gets to this point, you see the command line, you see full startup. It tells you how long it took, the number of cores that your computer is using for the server. The status at the bottom, you'll see ticking loop. That is going to be when you're good. Status is green, so we're good to go. Now, if you don't have that little command line at the bottom, you can hit these double arrows right here, and it'll open up the, you can filter out what's showing up on these things. You can clear it. You can get the checkpoint log. But what we want to do is we want to click at the bottom, and we want to type in, no, I'm not going to stop it yet. This is the point where you would fire up Ark Survival Ascended. I can't because it is currently trying to patch my game, and that might take a little while because it's still at 2%. So I can't show that to you. But what you want to do is go into the game, go to join, and then in the unofficial, click on that, and then click on, let's see, click on the search bar in the top right, type in the name of your server, and you should see it pop up. If you don't, then somewhere along these lines, something got messed up. So if you're able to join it, I'll continue. If you weren't able to see your server or something, go back and try and troubleshoot some from other parts of the video and see what might have went wrong. So if you found your server name and you can join it, close out of Ark the game, and then come back to this window and type in quit. You want to do it this way because if you just hit the X and close it, it's not going to save before it closes. You'll roll back to whatever the last save was on the server. So you want to hit close, and it's going to say closing by request. This is saving the world. And then when this window goes away, then you're good. That means that the server got closed down. And now that that's gone, now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how you can configure different settings. Okay, so to configure, you want to go into the server, shooter game, I believe saved, config, Windows Server. Yep, and then you'll see all of these things here. Now for me, on my other server, these were not here until just recently. It was literally, it only gave me game user settings.ini, and I had to make a lot of these other ones. So it looks like they fixed whatever the hell it was that did this. So now if you double click on game user settings, these are the only two that you're going to need to worry about is game.ini and game user settings. The rest of these I've never touched, so I don't know what to do with them. You probably don't need to do anything with them. So let's go into the game user settings because this is the first one you want to kind of go through. You will see all the settings for the server now. So you can go through and change all of this. A good place to go to see what they all do is the ark.wiki.gg. You'll find the server configuration. I'll leave the link to this and the oh yeah, I accidentally just opened up two of those at the same time, I think. But scrolling down, this will tell you, you can find each of the commands. Not commands, but the server configs. This will tell you what they all do. So this will help you. I'm not going to go through a whole bunch of them because there's a lot. Sorry, I'm gonna move my cat. Get out of the way. So like just for a few of them, pick idle players period. If you've got a character that's if you've got a player that just is just AFKing, they're not, you know, they're not doing anything in the game because maybe something else has happened. You can either increase this to a huge amount, or I believe just going to 0 like disables it. So you can always do that to help out with some people. Always allow structure pickup, true. I've got it set to true because I don't like the, like, you can only pick it up 30 seconds after placing it. But yeah, with these things, just changing, or if you need to add any other ones that was on this website, what you'll do is you'll just add it underneath. You'll just go down to the very bottom one, hit enter, get a new spot, copy and paste it, and change it. Let's see. Some of these other ones. Down here is going to be the session name, like mine. Let me go back to my other one real quick, because I believe this is where you can put... Okay, so yes, this is where you will put your server password and your server admin password. The server admin password will be something that you type in to be able to give yourself, like, cheats, spawn things in, stuff like that. So what you'll do is here, what I'll do is I'll just copy this. So I've got mine set to right here. So if you just type in server admin password equals, and then you've got your whatever your password is going to be. Then what you'll do in game is, I believe when you open up the console, you'll type in, I think you'll type in cheat and then type in the password. There's let's see, there's resources you can find. I'll try to put the Ark commands, the server commands, in the description as well. You can go there and it will generate, like, the codes that you'll put in, and it'll tell you when and where to put the password. So that, you'll also have server password. So if you want to have a passworded server, that's what you'll put in. You'll put server password equals and then type in the password. When you try to join your server, you'll have to put in that password and then you'll be able to get into it. So again, change any of these that you want to change. I believe that's everything for that. Yes, it is. Now the other one is, gotta open up this, the game.ini. Now it's empty from the start. Now what I did for this is I went into my Steam where Ark Survival Ascended is, right click on it, go to properties, and then go to, let's see, there's an easier way to do this. Yeah, there you go. Right click on it and go to manage, and then go to browse local files. It will open up your game files inside the folder. And then what you'll do is go shooter game. I think I copied mine from binaries. I'm not sure. Let's see, what was saved again? Okay, pretty sure. Yeah, so you can basically just take this, copy and paste it over into that other one. Just copy and paste it into here. So I guess I should probably do that then. So what I'll do is copy that, paste it here, save it. If that's not the way to do it normally and everything, it still worked for me. My wife and I were both able to get on the server. So, all right, now that Ark is actually done updating on my computer now, I can check and see. So I might put this part in place of me not being able to do it earlier. Steam apps, common, dedicated server. We'll go binaries. Gonna start the server up and give it a second. I'm going to launch the game. We will see. Alright, so what we're going to do is, okay, the server is up. As you can see, it's at the ticking loop, status is green, so I'm going to move it to another window. And we're going to go to join game. We're in unofficial right now. We're going to type in, my server name was Helpful Hunter Server, so let's type in helpful. Let's see. Okay, because I don't have the password set up on it yet. If you passworded your server, make sure that you click this checkbox right here, or else you're not going to see your server. For me, I had to unclick it because this is just a tutorial. With mods, so this is going to be the next thing we work on, is going to be adding those mods to it. But if when you get the mods, this will change to yes. So now what we'll do is we'll double click on this. It tells me what the mods were. We'll go through that later. Join. I'm going to say joining server. Now on your window, it's going to say IP for incoming account. It'll tell you the IP address for the person that is trying to join into your server, so you know who they are. Now creating your character and all that good stuff. But this basically means that we are on the server and it worked. So now we can exit out, exit to main menu, close, quit game. All right, now again, like I said last time, we'll hit quit on this. Gonna close because we're going to try and add the mods now. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to actually open up the game in order to do that. So we're gonna open up the game while this is closing. So I'll be right back when this is all ready. Okay, so for getting mods, you want to go into. I will also go through how you update the server because they are updating these servers a lot lately. So you'll want to keep checking and updating your server. Oh, there's way more mods now than there were earlier. Hey, there's a super spyglass. Okay, so like what you want to do is, I've got the Dinosuchus because I love that creature and so does my wife. So what you do for it is, this tells you what the mod ID is, but don't worry, we'll find that in a minute. But if you click at the top to install it, it will install it. When it says installed, you're good to go. So we're just going to back up. I'm just going to add that one. I'm not going to worry about the other ones. So what we're going to do is close out of the game. Now the same thing we did, if you still have your Ark local files open, that's again where you want to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into shooter game. There they are. Yep. So you want to go into your Ark Survival Ascended, which is where it's should put you there from Steam. And then you want to go to shooter game, binaries, Win64, shooter game again. Then you'll see the mods. Now what I did was highlighted, copy. Now what we want to do is go back to our server folder, which should be this one here. Now we're going to back up in it, I think. Yeah, back up a little bit. Binaries. Same thing we did with the other one. Let me check my other server real quick. Yep, okay. So what I did was I pasted them in the binaries Win64 folder. So you got the mods, and the mods use your data. So what you do for that is, inside mods, you'll see 83374. I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's my Steam ID for it. This is where you'll see the mod IDs. So what we want to do is opening up our, let's see, I'm going to have to get 2 folders here going. So let's just copy that address. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go back to our server startup command, go to edit, so it opens it up again, and then at the very end, as you can see, it's dash mods equals, and then whichever mods you've downloaded that you have that you transferred over, you'll want to put those mod IDs in this. You see where it says 912.902 right here, 912.902 right here, and then comma, no spaces, put the next mod ID in after that. However many mods you're going to put in, as long as you have them installed, this will run them in the server. So that's how you get that set up. Now, in order to update your server, what you want to do is, well, what you're going to be having to do is go back to your Steam apps, or the Steam command. I'll show you a little trick for doing this, but right now, you'll do the same. You'll launch the SteamCMD.exe. Now, the same way that we installed the server, you'll want to use that same thing to update. So you'll do is login space anonymous. When that's done, then you'll do the whole update, app update. That was app underscore update 243930 space validate. I'm not going to do it because I don't want it to run through that again. But that's how you're going to update it through the Steam command. Okay. Now we're going to type in quit. Now I was talking to someone on the Ark Discord that showed how he had did the same thing that like we did with the start the server. Now what we're going to do is, in that same folder, inside the server, we're going to make a new text document, and I'm going to call it update server.bat. Hit yes again. Now this is going to be another command. So edit, so it opens up in this. Now, just for the basics, I just use this. This part is going to be different for you than it is for me, because this is where my Steam command, my SteamCMD is located. What you'll do is do start /wait /high. I don't know what the high is, but that's what he says to put on it. He had a bunch of other stuff, but I took away the things that I'm personally not needing. But like what you're gonna do is for me the H is where I have it set up. So wherever you installed Steam command, you'll put that disk in it, or that disk drive, and then whatever the folder is called, like the new one that we did was new folder, I would type in new folder right here. I believe I have a space in it. Does it have a space? Yes, it has a space. Okay. I just want to make sure, because it does need to be the exact same. So new folder, then it's going to be SteamCMD.exe, because that is the exe right here that we're wanting to run. And then the up arrow, which is going to be, what is that? Shift 6. Yeah. Shift 6. Plus, I went down to another line to do this. I don't think you need to. I'm not completely sure, but I just did it anyways. Plus login anonymous, same way we did it the last time. Basically what we did in the Steam command, that is what we want to do right here. Okay. So the login anonymous, the app update, validate, and then when it's done, then you do the plus quit, and then it's going to quit out of it. So now what we'll do is, to show you that that works, double click on it. Oh, Oh, okay. So let's do this because I don't think the space actually works in it. So let's run this again. Nope. Let's see. What I think we might need to do is it's opening another program. Damn it. See if I can rename this now. Okay. Yeah, had to rename that. There we go. Okay, so when you're making the folder, I did new folder because it's just the one that it gave me. Turns out when you're going to do it like this, you can't have any space bars. So don't put a space bar in the folder. But that's going to run and it's going to update your Ark server now. I don't know how to update the mods for it. That's something that when I find out, I will either in a comment or I will make another video and do a part 2 basically. But yeah, so that is, and then what you want to do is take both the server start and the update server and just highlight them both, create a shortcut on your desktop, and then you can just run them from your desktop instead. You don't have to worry about doing all of this. Let me see if that was everything. Yeah, now, because you were able to, yeah, we already checked for the mods and everything like that. So you know, so we're starting the server. We are adding the configurations that we want. We are adding a code for updating the server because the server needs to be the same as the client, or at least the server your non-dedicated needs to be the same server version as the official ones, because when the game client updates, they need to be able to communicate. So updating, then adding mods, configuring, and starting. So that's basically everything that you're going to need to know to start your own server for Ark Survival Ascended. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. We will try and get back to you as quickly as we can because it's kind of new for everybody, new territory for everyone right now in the Ark community, because this literally just came out and Nitrado just finally walked back the drama so we can actually start running our own servers. So if you liked it, please like the video for me. Comment on anything if you have any problems or questions or anything. And we will see you guys in some of our streams, because we're going to be streaming Ark Survival Ascended as much as physically possible. Our Twitch will be in the description. And if you're not able to catch us on the streams, those streams will be uploaded to this channel, so you can just kind of follow along with our episodic adventure for Ark. So thank you very much, and we will see you guys next time.